Hey, today I am at John Ball Zoo in Grand Rapids. No, it is nothing like the Detroit Zoo. And that's one of the things I want to go over in this video, because in this video, we're going to talk about the difference between moving to Detroit versus moving to the Grand Rapids area. Some things that you might be looking for may surprise you, and it's coming up right now. For things to do and sights to see, you are now watching Live Great TV, and I am your official host to Living Great in Grand Rapids and the West Michigan area. My name is Vaughn Greathouse. Hey, if you want to know more about the Grand Rapids area, what it's like to live, work, and have fun out here in West Michigan, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, or at least hit the like button. Show me some love so you don't miss out on all the brand new videos that I put out, because I love making these videos for you. But even more than that, as a licensed real estate agent in the state of Michigan, I really want to help you make that transition over to the area nice and smooth. It's my honor, it's my privilege. So my number, my email's coming on the screen right now. Just get in touch with me, let me know what you're thinking. Even if you're curious about what it's like to live here, you got specific questions, I know everyone does. Even leave it in the comments, because I love getting back to you. I'll respond to you in the comments. I'm happy to do so. So with that being said, let's get into some of the comparisons from Detroit versus Grand Rapids. Let's go. Okay, first and foremost, I want to go over living in Detroit, some of the things you might experience, some of the comparisons living in Grand Rapids, some of the comparisons there, as well as some of the decision factors that you might consider whenever you're moving to the area. Okay, so I had to take down some notes because it's really important. I want to be thorough. So it's important to go over some of the things that we offer here that Detroit on the east side of the state does not necessarily have to offer, or things to consider. And I'll give my personal experience on those. This is in no way a video to try to steer you or direct you in any way. It's all going to be based on your lifestyle and what you really like. So let's get into what it's like to live in Detroit. One of the things about Detroit is going to be the urban experience. Now, it's great to note that Detroit is on the map. I mean, come on. It's Motor City, Music City, Motown, there's sports. There's so many good things about the Detroit area that you may consider that will kind of sway you as far as your lifestyle to live out there. Now, when it comes to the nightlife and things to do, it's got us beat. It's got West Michigan beat. If you're looking for constant things to do, if you're a musician, you're gonna get more music out there. We still have a great music scene here, but it's one of the top cities in America. People know Detroit. When I talk to folks about Grand Rapids, they're like, huh, like Grand Rapids, where's that, by Detroit? No, it's not by Detroit. It's on the opposite side of the state. So as you're thinking about what's important to you in regards to that urban experience, the lifestyle downtown, having a lot of fun and constant things to do, nightlife especially, Detroit has it beat. The next thing about Detroit is going to be some of the economic opportunities. Detroit's a hub for the automotive industry, tech startups, and new business ventures. So as you're considering a bigger, broader, better place in regards to opportunities as far as moving up the ladder, I always think that, people in Detroit end up with the opportunities more well-to-do, more established. It's more of an established city. You're gonna get that as you're considering where to move, especially if you're thinking of job opportunities or you really want to build out there. That's going to be a better fit for you if that's something that's really important to you. Okay, the next thing about Detroit is going to be the culture and diversity. There's so many different people in the Detroit area, different walks of life, different colors, different races, religions, everything in between when it comes to living in Detroit that you might want to consider if that's what you want to be around. If you want your type of people, it's going to be a little bit easier to find your type of people in that area. No matter what type of person that you are, it's just a bigger place. So that's one of the things that I want to point out as far as the Detroit area. Now, arts and music are another big thing when it comes to living in Detroit. You have a lot more artists there, you have a lot more music, you have a lot more entertainment, sports, and things like that. So as you're considering, where do I want to be in Detroit? There's the Ann Arbors out there, so U of M is out that way. Oakland University is out that way. There's so many other places in regards to a bigger spectrum. I just got to be honest about it. So that's one of the good things that you really want to consider about the Detroit area. When it comes to art, Grand Rapids has Art Prize. We have over 500,000 people who come here every year, so maybe even more by this point, who really come to see the art because it's a different environment. It's a different energy when you're in the Grand Rapids area. So I would advise, if you're considering between the two, visit each of them for a weekend. Take your time, really know exactly what you're gonna do when you move out here, because you may be surprised on how much you like the west side versus the east side and vice versa. All right, here he goes, sports. A lot of people have been really thinking about this. When it comes to sports events and things like that, you have the Detroit Tigers, you have the Detroit Red Wings, you have the Detroit Lions, which are doing really well right now. So if you're Lions fans, go Lions fans. Hopefully we'll do a lot better this fall. And it's just a better overall place for professional sports. You're really gonna get that go-to experience. The good thing about on the west side is that it's only 2 hours away. So if you don't want to be right in it, but you still want access to it, West Michigan's an awesome fit. And you can hit Highway 96, take it straight out to Detroit, and you're living almost like you're there. It's almost like you're there already. So it's a good thing to be so much closer in the Michigan area. Another thing is gonna be the revitalization in Detroit. They are doing a lot of renovations. A lot of people, talk about Detroit and how rough it can be and how bad it is in certain parts, but they're doing a lot of infrastructure out there to create a new environment. Went out there probably 30 days ago, more towards like May or April. Right now I'm shooting this as June. Went out there in May and April, and it was an absolute blast. The things that they're doing in the city, some of the forms of art that are out there, music events, it's just an endless place where you can just do things, whatever you want out there, it's literally there. Food, it's top notch. So I don't want to downplay Grand Rapids, but at the same time, it's just bigger. There's a lot more people there, which is automatically going to give you a lot more opportunity, a lot more businesses. You talk about Troy, you talk about different areas out there as far as maybe Southfield, things like that, right around the surrounding areas. You're going to get a lot more of those opportunities as far as that goes. Now, when it comes to transportation in Detroit, they have the People Mover, they have the Detroit bus system that goes all through the area there. So as you're considering, the commute. Now, this is one thing I did notice, and I do notice about Detroit, and if you have a different experience and you're from Detroit, let me know in the comments. But if you don't have a car in Detroit and you live in the suburbs or the surrounding areas, you may have a difficult time getting around because everything is so spread out. It's so big out there. Places like Novi, Farmington Hills, Clarkston, Ferndale, Canton, different places out in the area. If you don't have a vehicle, you're probably going to have a tougher time, because the cost of living is going to be a little bit more significant as you're downtown. So that's something to consider as you're moving to the Detroit area. It may cost more in those areas because it's so much nicer and so much more advanced. So with that being said, I don't want to get too heavy into it, but let's talk about Grand Rapids and see what that contrast is going to be as you're making your way out to the West Michigan area. All right, the first thing I want to talk about in the Grand Rapids area is going to be the community feel. I always talk in a lot of my videos about you have that tight-knit community here. You have so much support when it comes to local businesses, local projects, things that are going on. If you're starting a new business or you're in a business, a startup company, you get a lot of community support. There's always some sort of flea market or produce market or just a farmer's market or things like that a lot of people just want to get involved with. I know not too long ago we had a garage sale and we had a huge turnout. So things like that, when it comes to community, very tight-knit, very supportive. You're gonna get that backing in the area that you may not get in Detroit. I'm not gonna say that you won't, but I think that people here, just because it's so much smaller, that you run into people more, you see a lot of familiar faces, and people get to know you, so you kind of build these relationships a lot quicker, which is a really big draw for people who are from bigger cities that want to downsize and have a more simple life. All right, the next thing is going to be the cost of living. I touched on it a little bit just a while ago, but when it comes to the cost of living, you're gonna have a significant difference than being in Detroit here. I actually did a video talking all about the cost of living, so go right on my channel, check out the video, The Cost of Living in Grand Rapids, so you know exactly what to expect moving out here, so you have an enjoyable experience. A lot of people who I talk to are like, listen, Vaughn, I want to buy a house out there, I want to live well, I want to live great, but I don't want to be house broke. So that's a really great thing, knowing that in a smaller town that's not as expensive, there's not as much hustle and bustle, you're not gonna go wild and on expenses, which is really great, and it's a huge draw. I get some people who inquire about Kalamazoo or Muskegon. They're even less than Grand Rapids. In my experience, as far as I know, are they as desirable? Probably not as much because they're smaller, but I don't know 100%. It depends on you and your lifestyle. Now, the next thing I want to talk about in the area is going to be the education system. Now, there's a lot of great schools in the area. I just did a video interviewing the principal of West Ottawa High School in Holland, where my daughter goes, and it's really awesome to know that you have parents that are involved in their children's school, you have parents that are really hands-on, and they do a lot in the community along with the principals, so you get to know people a lot easier. You run into someone who knows someone, you're literally probably one person away from everybody out here, it seems like. So having the education system where you can become a part of it, easily get involved, please make sure to check out that video because it's a great marker for how a lot of the principals in the area and a lot of the schools are represented here. But West Ottawa in particular is very distinct in what they do specifically, one of the top schools in the nation, which is a really great thing. I plan to do some more interviews along the way so we can get to know some of the people in our community. It means a lot to know who's running things, who's involved, and I want to give that directly to you so you have something to chew on and you know exactly what to expect out of the area here. Another great thing about the education system is that we have a lot of colleges here. I wouldn't say it's so much as to call Grand Rapids a college city or a college town, but there are a lot of colleges here. You have Calvin College, Hope College is out in Holland. We have Grand Valley State University, Michigan State University, Western University, Davenport, GRCC, so many different schools that are out here. Just off the top of my head, Michigan State University is out here. There's a lot of great school systems, private school systems, public school systems. Forest Hills is one of the great high schools out here. Rockford, Holland, Zeeland, West Ottawa. You got Wyoming, you got Grand Rapids Central, Grand Rapids Christian. You have so many different great schools here that you can rely upon as you're bringing your children. So get in contact with me if you have any questions specifically, but just know that when you're coming out here with the education system, you have a very supportive group of people who really take pride in knowing and learning and being their very best. Nurse schools, the nurse scene is very competitive here. As far as a hospital, we have Helen DeVos Hospital, we have Corewell Health, formerly Spectrum Health, and they're very competitive. They're one of the top hospitals in the nation. So you have state-of-the-art, the best healthcare when you're coming out here. And also in Detroit as well. So I know they have Beaumont, which is also Corewell Health as well, in the Detroit area. So it's a really great opportunity for advancement in technology and things like that as you're coming in here to the West Michigan area. And I just wanted to point those out for you. All right, West Michigan, outdoor activities. Now, when it comes to Detroit, there are a lot of lakes. I'm gonna probably say that probably more inland lakes in the Detroit area than there are in Grand Rapids, but there are a lot of great beaches and lake life activity. I would say a little bit more than Detroit, just in my experience. It could be wrong, let me know. But in regards to the boating life, having a rich culture of being out on the beach, being a beach bum, there's so many different lake houses and things like that in the area that you really want to take advantage of. Now, we have a ton of beautiful parks. Right now, I'm at John Ball Zoo. They have awesome, look at these little swans that are out here. It's very, very beautiful. Lincoln Park's out here. So many parks, literally. I believe I heard a report that says no matter where you are in West Michigan, you're always less than 2 miles away from your nearest park. So that's a really great feature, knowing that moving to West Michigan, if you have children or you just want to walk on your own or you want to walk with a friend, you can easily have access to those things right in your backyard. And chances are, if you live in any neighborhood, there's a park nearby that you can enjoy yourself, feed the birds, or feed the squirrels and things like that. So it's a really great opportunity to enjoy nature, to go on hikes, biking, kayaking, canoeing. I also did another video about what it's like to live in West Michigan if you're an outdoors person. So make sure you check that video out as well. If not, send a message in the comment and then I'll tag you in it so you can check it out. Now, last but not least, I want to talk about in Grand Rapids is this is Beer City. So I can't forget to mention that some of the best breweries in the state right here in Grand Rapids, some of the best breweries in the country, in my opinion. Founders Brewery is one of the staple breweries that are out here. New Holland Brewing Company is another really big one. Crescent Brewing Company, Brewery of Avant. We have so many great breweries and craft breweries that are out here. It's like its own culture. People really take pride in their beer and they really take pride in making it well. So I even went through, was showing a couple houses and saw that some of the sellers of those houses have their own system to brew their own beer in their house. So people are very big advocates of their craft brews. You can go right to Founders and they have a brew club where you can have one of these big cups that you can order and have in your locker. So that way you can become a part of their membership. So that way you can come in, get the newest and best brews. They give you discounts, they treat you right as you're coming in to be a part of the brew companies that are here. It's so rich in culture when it comes to brewing. They do it well, so if you like brew, you like to drink, this is definitely gonna be a cool town for you to have brew tours and things like that as you're coming to the West Michigan area. All right, so I'm gonna narrow down to the comparisons from Grand Rapids to the Detroit area. I wrote some down here. Population density. Grand Rapids offers a more suburban feel with less congestion, while Detroit has a denser urban environment. The next one is going to be the job market. Both cities have growing job markets, but in different sectors. Grand Rapids is more healthcare and education. Detroit is more manufacturing and technology. The housing market. I'm a real estate agent. How could I go this whole video without talking about the housing market? Grand Rapids has more affordable housing options, while Detroit offers unique opportunities with historic homes and new developments. If you're looking for a better bang for your buck, I'm gonna give it to Grand Rapids area. Taxes in Michigan across the board are typically a little bit higher, but it depends on what your area and what your location is. So reach out so I can give you some of the best areas in regards to your lifestyle that you may really like. So that way you know exactly what to expect when you're coming to the West Michigan area. Now, last but not least, this is Living Great. Let's talk about lifestyle. Grand Rapids is ideal for those seeking a quieter, family-friendly atmosphere, but Detroit suits those looking for a fast-paced and dynamic city life. There are some lawyers out there, doctors, people who really just want to get a grip and just start, building and doing more. I think you can build higher out there in Detroit. It just depends on your lifestyle. It really comes down to what's important to you. So with that being said, my information is going to be right on the screen. I get people who contact me all the time and I actually welcome it. I love it. I love to hear from you as you're coming out. It's a really great opportunity, so feel free to message me. And I actually have my own relocation guide. Before we go, I got a couple more for you that I really wanted to touch on, some honorable mentions. Now, future growth. Both cities are growing, but they're growing in different ways. Grand Rapids has a steady community growth, but Detroit has a major urban revitalization. Now, family considerations. Assess the school systems, safety, and family-oriented activities in both locations. These are things that you really want to consider before you come on out. I'll put some links below so that way you have access to some of that information. I'm not exactly able to give it directly to you, but for your own research, I want to make it easier for you, so I'll put some links below that you can use to your advantage. The investment potential. When you're coming to the area, I know a lot of people who are moving from other areas say, I want to get a good deal on a house. the market is pretty up right now. It's pretty high right now. So it's a seller's market in most areas. So a lot of the sellers have a little bit more of the upper hand. It's getting ready, it's actually leveling out now to where buyers have more opportunity to negotiate. So depending on the home, depending on the scenario, you have a good opportunity to negotiate on the home that you're looking for. So that's a great thing to take advantage of. Now, if you're looking to move long-term in either one of those areas, make sure you do your research as far as real estate and what areas are kind of really where you want to be. So that way you know what you're looking forward to long-term. Okay, that's it. That is the comparison from the Grand Rapids area versus Detroit. If you're considering to move to the area, either one of them, feel free to reach out to me. Shoot me a text. I'll text you right back. Shoot me an email. Get in touch with me. I'm happy to help you. I've helped tons and tons of families move to the area, and they absolutely love it. I haven't had really anybody move that didn't really love the city. It's just one of those places that you can grow, you can learn as a young family walking around here at the zoo now. So if you're considering moving to Grand Rapids, I want to help you. I really want to help you isolate the things that are most important to you and tell you whether this place is for you or not. If it is, great. If not, that's great too, but at least you have some good information and know that it didn't or it did, and you can have a great lifestyle too. Again, for Things to Do and Sights to See, this is Live Great TV, and I am your official host to Living Great in Grand Rapids and the West Michigan area. My name is Vaughn Greathouse. If you want to know more about the Grand Rapids area and what it's like to live, work, and have fun in West Michigan, subscribe to the channel, watch my videos, check them out. I think you'll really get a kick out of them. Hit the like button, let me know you like the videos, send a comment, let me know how you're doing, where you're watching from. I'm happy to help. My information is going to be right on the screen. And like I said, I'm your host. Help me help you. So let's do it. Let's do it together. Enjoy your day. And until next time, we will see you on the next video.